Several areas across Connecticut got hit with strong storms yesterday. You're taking a look at a video of hail in Norwalk. Eversource is reporting nearly 10,000 customers are still without power. Around 500 United Illuminated customers are also in the dark. And here's a live look as Fox 61's Kayla Cade heads to Milford in the Fox 61 storm tracker to see the extent of the damage there. We'll go live to her in about 2 minutes from now. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this morning on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Bjorlo.
And I'm Glenn Kittle. There's a lot of fireworks displays set for later tonight and some cookouts, I'm sure, for everybody out there. So how's the weather going to be looking? That's where we go to Fox 61's Rachel Piscatelli. She's a meteorologist on the scene. What do we got later for today?
It's going to be a beautiful day overall. No weather issues are expected as we approach this afternoon. It's going to be bright and beautiful outside. So get out and enjoy any outdoor activities. That is for sure. You're going to certainly enjoy what's to come. Over in New Haven right now, it's really comfortable. If you have any early morning plans, temperatures in the 60s, around 66 degrees now, winds out of the north 7 miles per hour. We are a little bit cooler than this time yesterday, but it's certainly welcomed because that humidity has dropped significantly over the course of the overnight hours. Numbers sitting in the 50s and 60s right now, around 56 degrees in Torrington out the door. And taking a look at our humidity, that teal color is really close by, and that shall enter our state over time today. So really comfortable conditions are expected throughout. Low humidity, and we will have the warm temperatures. We'll be in the mid 70s this afternoon, into the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees later on today. Town by town, we're sitting around 84 degrees later on in the Elm City, 83 in Brantford at the beaches, southeastern Connecticut near Mystic around 80 degrees, Pomfret, Killingly, upper 70s to right around 80. Heading through the day tomorrow, we are building in the warmth as well as for our Sunday too, but we'll talk about any storm chances that are on the way for next week as the next couple of days are quiet. We'll have those details coming up in just a bit. We do have a couple of issues on the roads to alert you to this morning. So the first one is going to be over in Southbury. Unfortunately, we are following this closure on 84 because of this crash. This is involving a motorcycle out by 16 and 17 this morning. We also had this earlier issue on Route 15. It does look like that has cleared for the morning commute in Hampton. Closure over in Plainfield this morning. Route 664, Snake Meadow Road. That is blocked between a portion of that near Harris Road because of some trees down. Then also this in the Meriden area, Route 71, Chamberlain Highway. That is blocked both directions. Bridget.
Okay, Rachel, thanks. People across Connecticut are waking up to downed trees and power lines this morning following last night's storms, especially along the shoreline.
Yeah, definitely some wild videos that we've seen this morning. Fox 61's Kayla Cade is live in the Fox 61 storm tracker to get a closer look at the damage. Kayla?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we are currently on our way down to Milford. Now, this is one of the hardest areas that was hit last night. Now, first, take a look at your screens. There are some photos. These are some photos from the Milford Professional Firefighters Union, and you can see downed trees and power lines. In one part of the city, a small fire sparked, and you can see the smoke rising from it. Crews in Brantford are also busy cleaning up debris. Firefighters say they responded to 10 storm-related incidents in just 2 hours last night. They say a tree fell on a house, and they also dealt with a gas leak and live wires. Now, down in Trumbull, there is debris scattered on the ground and more trees were uprooted. Remember to be careful as you leave the house this morning. Give crews space to clean up, and you should also avoid any downed wires and report them to police. Now, again, we are on our way to Milford, and we've seen some reports of trees down at the Milford Green and another tree uprooted at an apartment complex. We will have an update on what we find coming up at 6:30. In Milford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thank you. There was a lot of damage across Connecticut from these fast-moving storms. This was one of the scenes on Paddock Avenue in Meriden. Yvette sent us this video. Trees fell on some power lines and sparked a fire. It's important to stay far away from any downed wires and always assume that there are live wires and they have a current. Half of Paddock Road was without power last night. Neighbors tell us a transformer blew up, and Faith Doer tells us that she smelled smoke and called her mom shortly after.
I noticed that there was lightning that was like flashing towards over there, like where the Eversource trucks are. And I noticed that my power was like flickering on and off like twice, and then all of a sudden it came off. and I noticed how that thing was like spiking and there was like smoking.
Again, transformers and down power lines are extremely dangerous. You should report them to Eversource and police, and do not go near them. And make sure to get the free Fox 61 app to scan the QR code on your screen. You can turn on push notifications to get updates from our weather impact team and send us pictures and videos of damage in your area through the Near Me tab.
6:05 is your time. Closing arguments were made in court yesterday in the Raul Valley murder trial. Valley is charged with murder and assault in the death of 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath. It happened at a Shelton house party back in 2022. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules has the latest from Milford.
During closing arguments, the prosecution told the jury that this was not a case of self-defense, as Valley had multiple opportunities to leave the party before the deadly stabbing. However, the defense says this is a clear case of self-defense after the violent attack that Valley endured. Senior Assistant State's Attorney Mark Durso began giving closing arguments to the jury Thursday. Durso says Valley intentionally brought a knife to a fistfight and stabbed 4 people, including James McGrath, who died from his injuries. During Valley's testimony, he said while on the ground getting attacked by a mob of students, he pulled out the knife and started stabbing in every direction, flailing his arm. However, Durso says every stab wound the victims got was calculated and intentional.
You heard testimony from Tommy Connery, who comes over and he's trying to push him away, and he's on the ground. The defendant's on the ground, and he comes right after him and starts stabbing him in the leg 4 times, deliberate.
He's down on the ground. He's getting kicked, stomped, punched, and he's being given no reason to believe that that's going to stop unless he makes it stop. He reaches in his pocket and he takes out the only thing that he's got there. The only thing at that point that he thinks is gonna make them stop, because they've not given him any reason to believe that they're gonna do so on their own.
During Valley's defense attorney Kevin Smith's closing arguments, he says Valley used a pocket knife given to him by his friend Jack Snyder to escape a violent mob of students attacking him and his friend. Smith also questioned the credibility and possible ulterior motives of the witnesses, specifically Snyder and Tyler Da Silva. Da Silva and Snyder both signed immunity deals with the state, which Smith says impacts their testimony. Smith says Valley used the knife only after the fight started, when Valley says he was attacked by at least 20 students. After closing arguments, the judge read the jury specific instructions for them to consider when they begin deliberating. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
A 4th person is now charged in connection with an April street takeover in Ansonia. 21-year-old Matthew Kinley of Rhode Island is charged with riot, risk of injury, and racing. He turned himself into police on Monday. Officers say Kinney is one of dozens of people who jumped on a police cruiser and drove dangerously in the road. He's out on bond and due in court later on this month.
Now at 6, the loud blasts and flashing lights can trigger painful and traumatic memories of war for many veterans. Fox 61's Raven Blue shares what you can do to make this Independence Day a little easier for those men and women.
While many are enjoying backyard barbecues, fireworks, and all the sounds of the summer holiday, many veterans are quietly battling with PTSD. But there are steps family and neighbors can take to help those brave men and women get through this Independence Day. For many veterans, enjoying fireworks on the 4th of July can be difficult after returning home from deployment. For them, the sounds of fireworks does not signal a time of celebration. Instead, it is more like the sounds of war, which brings some veterans back to their training and triggers what doctors call an exaggerated startle response. The VA Connecticut healthcare system helps veterans prepare year-round to deal with situations that could trigger their PTSD and says preparation is key for them. But there is a way for the community to help make Independence Day easier for veterans.
If you're in a neighborhood where there's a veteran, please try to respect that. And if you can avoid your backyard fireworks, please do that.
If you are going to be setting off fireworks as a part of your July 4th celebration, it's really a nice thing to tell your neighbors you're going to be doing it.
Now, the VA has a lot of resources to help veterans dealing with PTSD and with any mental health needs they might have. You can go to this story on fox61.com to find a link to the VA's National Center for PTSD's website to find the help that you need. Or you can go to any VA office throughout the state. In Hartford, Raven Blue, Fox 61.
Big crowds are expected this morning in Willimantic for the town's 40th annual Boombox Parade. It's always a good time. It kicks off at 11 at Gilson Square Park. The tradition began in 1986 when there was no high school band to march in the Memorial Day Parade. So weeks later, the community came together with their boomboxes dialed to local WILI radio while the station aired marching band music for thousands to enjoy. Very creative. Other parades happening across our state include Groton's annual Independence Day celebration. That kicks off at 10 a.m. Madison's 4th of July parade, that steps off from the Stop and Shop parking lot at 10 also. Sharply, we're told. And Essex is taking the celebration on the water for his annual boat parade. That one starts at 2 p.m. And for much more on all the 4th of July happenings, just head to our website, fox61.com. And still ahead on the Fox 61 Morning News on your Fox 61 Business Report, Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez is breaking down new job growth numbers and how Amazon CEO says AI will impact his company's workforce.
And still ahead, House Republicans have passed what President Donald Trump has hailed as his big, beautiful bill. We'll take a look at how it might impact our country's move toward clean energy.